Yo, what is up guys, Gray here, and today we've got our week 1 battle of the UPA. We're going up against my good friend Shay and his Dallas Starmies in what is actually a run back from the APA Academy finals that we played just a few weeks ago. Hopefully we can get some revenge on Shay for that one, but his team is honestly kind of nuts. Before we get into the team builder, make sure to check out Shay. His link will be down in the description below, as well as all the other coaches. A lot of people we've never faced before. So yeah, make sure to go show him some love, and absolutely go show Shay some love. That's a tongue twister. Yeah, because he is just a fantastic guy, one of my best friends in the community, and great content creator, really funny, and fantastic battler, obviously, as he was the APA Academy Season 4 champion. So yeah, make sure to check him out. We are actually going to do team builders again. I think this may go up before BBL. It could even be the same day. If that's the case, that kind of sucks. If it does, yeah, we're bringing back team builders because I actually have some time. I'm not in like 6 leagues this time where everything starts becoming playoff related, and you know, there's just no time. Like with work, building 6 teams a week, spending time with my girlfriend and my dog, yeah, there was just no time for team builders before. I'd love to have done them for UBL and UPBA. In fact, I think I started doing it for UPBA and then just ran out of time every week. But yeah, I should have more time now, so team builders should be consistent with both the UPA and the BBL. But that's enough of your time that I'm wasting. Let's get into the team matchup. It should be coming up on the screen now, if I remember to do it in editing. Sorry, I'm full of gas. Jesus Christ, I am just cracking them out here. His team is Tapu Lele, Kartana, Urshifu, Rapid Strike, Cinderace, Porygon 2, Aselgor, Dragalge, Vikavolt, Alolan Persian, Claydol, and Haunter. This is an unfortunate week in which we face Vikavolt in both leagues that we're in. But I say both, we're in 3. I don't know when uploads happen, but the time that I'm playing this, I'm playing Vikavolt in both games tonight. So yeah, that's going to be a bit annoying. Shay's team is just super scary. Like Tapu Lele, Kartana, Urshifu, Cinderace is kind of ridiculous offensive core that really batters our team. We don't do particularly well against like good offensive grass types, it seems, or you know, fighting water combinations causes us some issues, and fire types with good fighting coverage causes us issues. So yeah, this matchup is less than ideal, but I've put together a team that I think can possibly win this game. It's going to be tough though, it's going to be real tough. The upside is that his only Stealth Rocker is Claydol, but he does have spikes in the form of Aselgor and Toxic Spikes of Aselgor and Dragalge. Vikavolt with a Sticky Web is going to be really annoying. I guess his removal is suboptimal, we'll say. Being Kartana Defog, I don't think he's going to want to bring that. Claydol with Rapid Spin, he may bring Claydol, but I'm actually okay with that if he does. And then Cinderace's Court Change, which is entirely possible. But since he probably wants to set up hazards himself, I don't think he's going to want to put those hazards on himself. So Claydol as Rapid Spinner seems to be his only real option. The fact that Claydol is also his only real Stealth Rock option. If we don't see Claydol, I think hazards and removal are going to be less of an issue in this game. So, yeah. Looking at this matchup, there's so many things that could potentially come. Like, honestly, his entire team, outside of maybe, no, in fact, his entire team could definitely come to this game. Porygon 2 probably going to be very defensive to be able to deal with Excadrill, also be able to deal with like all of our physical attackers. It's got a lot of weight to kind of deal with. It's going to be probably fully Fizz Def. May even bring a physically defensive Urshifu, which is entirely possible. It does very well against my team. The only upside is that I can run a special Victini and not care about that. Kartana could be like Swords Dance, Life Orb, and just try and sweep me, and it could very well just do that. Tapu Lele, if its Choice Scarf is a problem, if its Specs is a problem. I've been talking too long apparently, according to my Switch, because it keeps just going off. Aselgor, if it turns up, is going to be Hazard. Hazard Lead. Dragalge could be a big issue. Could also be Toxic Spikes, Flip Turn, Dual Stab. That does a lot to my team. Vikavolt, Dual Stab, plus Sticky Web is annoying. It again does a lot to my team. Alolan Persian can be really annoying if I set up to +2 of Excadrill. It'll be able to knock me out with a Foul Play, and we certainly won't be able to knock it out in return. Claydol is a Claydol, and Haunter exists down there. I think that's the least likely to come because I have got better ways of dealing with that than anything else on his team. So I think, like, if I had to make a decision on what is going to turn up, Tapu Lele, Kartana, Urshifu, definite. Porygon 2, I would say, is a definite. Outside of that, I could see literally any of his other mons outside of maybe Haunter turning up. So it's going to be a really tough one. We have a lot of things that we had to prep for, and honestly, it could have been inadequate prep, potentially, but we're going with some interesting stuff, we'll say. Which usually means that I'm bringing, like, absolute heat, but it's not to that extent this week. First up on our team, of course, we've got Trevenant. Where else would we start? Trevenant is really nice for being able to check the Urshifu. It checks the Porygon 2 pretty well as well. Like, its lower tier threats, it checks relatively well, but this is mainly our Urshifu initial switch in, unless it's running Ice Punch specifically for Trevenant, because outside of, like, Thundy, it doesn't hit anything, and why would it, like, in my opinion, why would he run Ice Punch for Thundy when Surging Strike still does so much damage? So this is our initial switch in. We're able to take it on pretty well. This is also our designated lead, just because we have the Magic Coat, and if we see a Selgor lead, if we see Vikavolt lead, we're able to even up the playing field with hazards quite effectively. We also have Poltergeist Hornleech, which hits a lot of his team. The only thing that's realistically not hitting for good damage is Porygon 2, and I guess the Alolan Persian as well, both of which we can Toxic on the potential switch in, and kind of play around it a little better. It's very good for crippling those two, actually. So Trevenant looks pretty good. It is, like, mixed defensive this week, just to be able to deal with as many threats as it can. We don't want to stay in on Kartana unless we know it's choice locked into Leaf Blade, because everything else, or I guess Sacred Sword or Secret Sword, whichever one it is that, I think it's Sacred Sword it learns, the physical one, because we were able to take that hit obviously just fine. But we've got to know that it's locked in. If it shows Life Orb, we obviously never go into this, because Knockoff will kill us. Still, what's it called, Smart Strike, probably doing a ton of damage as well. So, not really a Kartana check at all, but we do have one loose check, I would say, later on. Kartana does kind of just do damage. We just need to chip it, though, before it gets out of hand. Yeah, so Trevenant is really just here as our Urshifu answer. Should do a pretty good job. We are holding a Citrus Berry of Harvest, so we can try and keep ourselves alive for as long as possible. But yeah, Trevenant making his debut week 1. Next up we have got our Keldeo, and this is a fairly bulky Keldeo just to be able to take on the Cinderace pretty well. It also is a pretty good switch into a Choice Scarf or Choice Banded Urshifu Rapid Strike, as long as it's locked into certain moves. Same with Kartana, if it's locked into Smart Strike, we can switch into this. If it's locked into Knockoff, we can also switch into this. But realistically, like, if they're not choice locked, we can never come into the we can never come into our Keldeo. The only thing it really does deal with is Cinderace. It can deal with Porygon 2 pretty well as well. Of course, it's already fighting type on the team, and Porygon is a bit of a nuisance. I expected the Spadef to be able to try and take on a Keldeo. It may even be like mixed bulk, but more Spadef, more leaning on Spadef, just because, sorry, Fizdef, I think, in this game. Yeah, Fizdef, to deal with Excadrill better. It could be mixed bulk, but Aura Sphere should still always be able to break through it. Flip Turn is nice for just a switch initiative. Seeing things like Dragalge on his team would mean that I want to switch out. Same with Vikavolt. I probably not want to stay in at any point. Scold is nice to be able to try and get burns off on the Urshifu, on the Kartana, should they for whatever reason decide to switch in. Also burning a Alolan Persian could be quite nice. It's super effective against the Cinderace, of course, and the Claydol. And then Endure is just there if he locks himself into Surgeon Strikes and I'm like one shot and he thinks he can just take I forgot to mention I'm Rocky Helmet on this. If he thinks he can take one lot of Rocky Helmet and be fine, then I can click Endure and I can force that Rocky Helmet damage. It also works for things like Kartana. I can force it to take a round of Rocky Helmet, which means it's more in range of other moves on my team. So that's always nice. Endure also kind of counts as like some kind of protect, where if it is choice locked, we can see what he locks himself into and play around it accordingly. So yeah, that's really nice. Currently we've got nothing for Tapu Lele, I'm sure you're aware of this. So next up we've got our Tyranitar with the Assault Vest and a lot of Spadef, I believe. Rock Blast, Heavy Slam, Earth Power, Super Power, and Earthquake. This is the coverage that really hits his team best. I did need Super Power just to be able to hit the Porygon 2. I did originally have Flamethrower to be able to OHKO Kartana, but honestly Super Power into Earthquake from our Excadrill should be enough. We never want to stay in against Kartana realistically, but if we can predict a crazy switch into Kartana, then maybe we'll be okay. Heavy Slam will do a ton of damage to Tapu Lele. We do take a Focus Blast from even Specs. I believe we take a Focus Blast from Specs. I'm really hoping that was what my calc was. I'm pretty sure we do. And then we should be able to take hits from most things. Kartana, Urshifu, and Cinderace are all going to be running fighting moves, like guaranteed. So we're never going to be able to stay in on those, but we never wanted to anyway. We're able to switch in on things like the Claydol, potentially the Vikavolt, potentially Dragapults. This is our best switch in, hence the Earthquake. Rock Blast does the most to Aselgor and Vikavolt if they are both Sash lead, or if I remember Sash lead, then Rock Blast should be able to do the most. And yeah, Tyranitar really here for being able to set up the sand and hopefully doing some good walling against Tapu Lele, but we have another answer in the back for Tapu Lele just in case. In fact, it's probably our primary switch in. So next up we have got our Excadrill, of course. This thing had to come along. Earthquake, Iron Head, Rapid Spin, Swords Dance, very standard set. It just does good work in this game. If we're able to bring it in late when other things are down, then Drill should be able to sweep up. Things we're not looking forward to. Aqua Jet from the Urshifu, we're able to take a Choice Banded Adamant. Aqua Jet, no problem. Sucker Punch from Cinderace, we may have to try and play around it, but at the same time, if we're at enough health, it shouldn't be a problem. And then Choice Scarf for Selgor, and I think a Jolly Choice Scarf Cinderace will be able to outspeed us, so we just have to be careful of those. Alolan Persian and Porygon 2 will be able to take a hit, and can foul play us in return. But if I see that situation coming up, then I just go hard into my Keldeo, so they have to take the Rocky Helmet damage. I can also go out into my Tyranitar on both of those, and not have too many problems. So, yeah. Other than that, Drill looks pretty good late game. Able to OHKO a lot of things on this team at +2. Of course, getting up to +2 is going to be easier said than done. We are heavy duty boots, so if he does bring the webs, then we aren't going to be affected by those. He may bring like webs plus Jolly Cinderace just to be able to outspeed Adamant Excadrill in the sand at -1. That's entirely possible. So heavy duty boots means we outspeed Cinderace if it is boots itself, and rapid spin is there so we can get +3 in case we realise that Cinderace is not boots. There's a chance that then it will be Choice Scarf, and we can then outspeed after a rapid spin. There's literally nothing on his team that would outspeed us after the rapid spin in the sand. But also rapid spin is of course nice to be able to outspeed a lot of things on his team at +1. So yeah, fairly standard, just Adamant, Drill, here for sand sweeping. Next up we've got our Thunderous, and this is an interesting set, I will admit. This is Thunderbolt, Knockoff, Incinerate, and Rest with a Chesto Berry. Knockoff seems like a very likely move from Kartana early game, which could suck. Which is why I was heavy duty boots initially, but the issue is that if he brings Tapu Lele, I can't use Sleep Talk and actually do damage. You can, like, you affect yourself, so I can rest, and I can use Sleep Talk, but if Sleep Talk, for example, clicks Thunderbolt, it actually won't do any damage because of the terrain. So I'd say that Resto Chesto was just going to be a better option. The lightness of him wanting to lock himself into Knockoff against my team is a little bit less likely. If he is a choice variant. If he isn't choice, then we are able to take +2 any hit outside of like Adamant Knockoff, I think. From memory, because we are quite defensive, and we're able to either kill it with Incinerate, we're able to knock off Thunderbolt. Like the coverage on this is just fine. Like knocking off items, especially on like the P2, which seems like a likely switch in, would be fantastic. Thunderbolt hits his team, like a lot of his team, for good damage. Again, Dragapults, doesn't take a lot from this, but knocking it off would be great, especially if it's like specs or heavy or like a Shacoberry maybe. Yeah, that would be just ideal. Incinerate is good for the Kartana and I guess the Vikavolt as well, because Vikavolt could definitely come in on this. It deals with those two quite nicely. A Selgor as well, but I don't think a Selgor takes a Thunderbolt particularly well. So yeah, this set just kind of, I guess, is the best kind of way of dealing with everything, and this is my Kartana switch-in, and I know it's not a good Kartana switch-in, but I just did I did have many options with my team. Like everything else outside like defensive Golisopod, but then Golisopod will get the emergency exit, which is less than ideal when I wanted to check Kartana. So this just felt like the best option, and yeah, Kartana is a big issue for my team, but we only face it once a week, once a season even at least. Hopefully we don't face Shay in playoffs if we make it there. But yeah, this is my Kartana check. It's not ideal, but it's probably the best I got. And last up we have got Victini with Blue Flare, Future Sight, Charge Beam and U-Turn, holding the Assault Vest. This honestly is not bad against his team. Future Sight is pretty free if he doesn't bring the Alolan Persian. If he does bring the Alolan Persian, we can probably still force it out with a switch into like Keldeo on it. So yeah, Future Sight seems pretty good. If we get a Charge Beam off it into Future Sights, things are going to start taking +1 Future Sights. Blue Flare does a lot of damage. If it's a physically defensive Porygon too, then +1 Blue Flare will actually be able to it KO P2 without too much issue. U-Turn is obviously just there for the pivoting. Since we're not Boots, we got to really hope that Claydol doesn't turn up, or like we're able to Magic Coat back the hazards, because yeah, we're not in a great spot if Stealth Rock and Toxic Spike and stuff is up, because this is an Assault Vest to be able to try and deal with Tapu Lele. Deals okay with Dragalge, but not great. This also deals pretty well with Vikavolt. So yeah, this is like again a switch in similar to Tyranitar to all of his special threats, but this one just hits on the special side whilst Tyranitar hits on the physical side. Victini could do a lot of work in this game, but we're just gonna have to see. Like, it's gonna be tough. But I have two answers to Urshifu Rapid Strike. I feel like I potentially have two answers to Kartana. If it's locked in, I have plenty of answers to Kartana, but if it's not locked in, I have one answer. Cinderace going to be a little bit tough. It's probably just going to pivot around, but we do have Keldeo to switch into that. Yeah, outside of that, I think Victini has a pretty good matchup against everything else. So yeah, Victini looking pretty good. Hopefully this team is good enough to win, but it's certainly going to be a tough game. Like, there was so many things that I wanted to bring but couldn't bring. Like, Drampa would be nice to stop the Leaf Blade spam. But at the same time, I died to a Secret Sword, so it was rough. Like, I absolutely could have brought like a what's it called, Choppleberry Drampa, but there's also an Urshifu right there and a Cinderace. Like, there's so many things that could potentially pop that Choppleberry. I didn't think it was worth it, but maybe in the future. But that's going to be a team. We're going to try our best. This matchup is a little bit rough, but at the same time, I think it's not great for him as well. I don't know. I think it's pretty good for him. Yeah, that's the team. We'll get into the battle, and I'll see you guys there. Yo, what's up guys, Gray here, and today we are back for our week 1 battle of the UPA. We're going up against my buddy Shay and his Dallas Starmies in what is a rerun of the APA Academy Finals. Obviously not the same team, we're using Big Boy Pokemon now. So yeah, I actually forgot to import my team. I'm going to be doing that as before we actually get into the battle, because that would be helpful. I'm not panicking then. We are bringing some interesting stuff. If you missed the team builder, then I would recommend going back and watching it, but I know people have like a lot to do with their day, so if you don't watch it, you don't watch it. I will very quickly go over the sets once I have done trying to multitask and doing a terrible job of it, as I tend to always do. Right, there you go, that's imported. We're going to press A. Make sure to go check out Shay's channel, as well as all the other coaches in the UPA this season. I went to say BVL, that's a different league. Yeah, in the UPA this season. Great group of guys. Some of the returning coaches from last season. Quite a few new, and certainly people that I've never faced before, so that's always fun to do. Always fun to face new people, that is. We do see the Claydol. That is mildly disappointing. We don't see something that is a threat. No Cinderace, sort of expected. Everything else was expected, but that doesn't make it any easier. No Aselgor, kind of nice. I'm quite happy to lead off my Trevenant. I think it's actually got a pretty good matchup against most things on this team. So, yeah, we are Citrus Berry Harvest on that. We are Heavy Duty Boots on the Excadrill, which is kind of redundant now because he didn't bring webs. But, you know, we can kind of bluff an item. Maybe we can, like, bluff a Choppleberry or something like that. Rocky Helmet, Keldeo to try and get some of that Rocky Helmet chip. It was actually here for the Cinderace, but the fact that Cinderace hasn't turned up makes it pretty much exclusively for the Porygon now. AV Tyranitar for Lele, AV Victini for Lele, and then we have got a Resto Chesto Thundurus. I won't say Landorus then. Thundurus for the Kartana. Honestly, we don't have a lot for Kartana at all, and the fact that he did bring a potential Rock Setter just makes my job even harder to try and deal with this thing. So, yeah, honestly, preventing rocks from going up would be ideal. I could just Magic Coat turn 1 if we see the Claydol, because I don't believe we have any chance of doing too much damage to it. Rocks are a little bit annoying, especially for my AV mons. I don't have removal this week, so Poltergeist will never knock out a Claydol, so there's going to be Claydol. At the very least, I want a Magic Coat and get rocks up in return. He doesn't have Great Switch into this, so I expect him to probably want to go for rocks turn 1. I am going to go for the Magic Coat, and at the very least, hopefully we can like stop him from setting up rocks. If he doesn't go for rocks on his first turn, that's still kind of fine. I do expect rocks to try to go up here. Yeah, there's a Stealth Rock, so we're going to bounce that back. And that's kind of really nice to be able to get the hazards up. We absolutely don't outspeed this, but do I want to click it again? Honestly, damage on this is pretty crucial for my late game, so yeah, I'm just going to click Poltergeist. So he gets up rocks, that's like better for him. I could have Magic Coated again, but he's holding no item. Okay, it's Colbur, so that's fine. So if it's holding no item, then that'd be terrible. And then I think I just want to Horn Leech. Like, he can't spin these rocks away, so yeah, I'm just going to Horn Leech on this turn. He may go into Porygon 2. Nope. I think he's going for the Teleport. This should just knock it out. Yep. So he can't remove his rocks, but unfortunately we can't move rocks either. And I think that's probably worse for us than it is for him. But we do get rid of the Claydol. Unfortunately, at some point I would had to have done that, so it just made sense to do it early. But the tech does come through. We get rocks up against him. You can't remove them. It just means that we've got limited switch-ins with our Victini and, to an extent, our Thundurus as well. Sends out Whack the Porygon. I kind of just want to Toxic this, but I also kind of want to just go into, I guess, Harvest. I don't think that's going to help much, but I'm actually just going to go into my my Keldeo, because at this point, its only real job is to deal with this. And I just want to flip turn, unless he teleports here. Teleport will be a good play. But, yeah, he foul plays. I kind of expected that. It shouldn't do a lot at all, and it will give him some Rocky Helmet chip. Big Justify boost, meaning this flip turn is about to Oko something, obviously. That's some nice damage, actually. And yeah, I'm just going to flip turn. I expect the Dragalge to come in. He could also stay in, but I think, yeah, that's far too risky a play when you've got things in the back that deal with this Keldeo just fine. And I think I may just want to bring in Victini. After another round of rocks, his P2 is just not looking good. Do I go Victini here? Does Victini... I mean, I only have Future Sight. I guess that's not ideal. I could just go Tyranitar and throw off an Earthquake. Like, that's also a very fine play, I think. Like, there's nothing wrong with that play. If he outspeeds me, then I know he's got a bunch of investment. But Excadrill is looking great for the endgame now. Looking really good for endgame. Getting a little bit of extra chip on things. It's Black Sludge, that's good to know. That means it doesn't take this Earthquake well at all. Does he have an Earthquake switch in? Not particularly. So yeah, I'm pretty happy just to click Earthquake. If this is quick, then that's fine. Like, worst he can do is flip turn. But I do expect the hard out into something else. Potentially the Urshifu. Yeah. Great nickname there, Shay. I wonder what this Mon could be. I expect this to be Fizdef. And honestly, I'm happy just to go hard Keldeo. We're getting some good chip. Actually, I can probably just take a second, because I got plenty of time to check that damage. It was what, like 30%-ish after rocks? Yeah, it's got a little bit of investment. It's not like fully Fizdef by any means. Yeah, I'm just going to go into my Keldeo. I expect this to be like Aqua Jet, maybe Surging Strikes, Close Combat. Like, CC is definitely possible here. Just goes for the U-turn, that's a little bit more chip. You love to see it, and that has got to be banded. That has got to be banded. U-turn 17 to 20%. I didn't look at how much I was at before, but I'm pretty sure that's banded. There's no way it could have done that much damage. Flat Stanley, that is the Kartana. I mean, I don't particularly want to sack off my Keldeo at this point, but I think he kind of knows that I don't want to do that. And I kind of want to just Aura Sphere. I kind of want to Aura Sphere expecting like a... Because if he SDs, I kind of just lose. If he attacks me here, then I just go out into my Thundy. Like, realistically, this has done its job. I just need like a little bit of extra damage, so I'm just going to click Aura Sphere. I cannot let it Silver Soul's Dance. Okay, he just Leaf Blades, that's fine. I could have endured, but it wouldn't have really saved me anything. That's a crit. Don't think the crit mad. We get a nice bit of chip. Get a nice bit of chip. He is probably Beast Boosting attack. Yep. Question is, does my Thundy now live a hit from Kartana? +1. Doesn't live a knockoff. That would be incredibly unfortunate. I think actually going into this is a better play. I could also... like, I can't tell whether or not he's Choice Scarf. I could rest, because I guarantee to live. And it means that I can get... I could definitely go for that. Because it means that I take the rocks. If he is knockoff, I should take the hit. Whilst I don't take the hit otherwise. Do I want to burn it this early though? I'm not sure. I think this has got to be Scarf. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Scarf. But do I want to risk that? It's not Life Orb. We've seen that actually. If it's not Life Orb, then it should never kill us. So yeah, I'm going to go for Incinerate on this turn. He's going to withdraw. And yeah, it just goes into this. That's fine. Well, we know it's not got a berry or anything. And honestly, I don't think there was any reason for me to try and predict. Sandstorm goes away. That's a little bit annoying for the chip. I kind of want to go back into Tyranitar. Tyranitar coming back in does give him some free switches. But I think that might be my best play regardless. Yeah, I think that regardless, that is going to be my best play. He can definitely go for the Toxic Spikes here if he wants to. Flip turn is entirely possible. He doesn't know whether I got Psychic or not, so that's also a thing. He just knows I'm not Boots. Could be Focus Blast, could be Surf. Yeah, just a flip turn. Okay. I could have stayed in there and just knocked off, but it is what it is. So some Kartana probably comes out now and can claim one. This is the issue I had, is that I just could... If he got momentum, then I really struggled to deal with his offense in this game. But having the rocks up definitely helps. Yep, there's a Kartana. I think this time he might knock off. I think he might knock off expecting the switch. Do I need the sand up? Not necessarily. I don't think I necessarily need the sand up. He may also just Leaf Blade attacking what's in front of him. I went for the prediction last time, got it wrong. If he gets this kill... I'm in a rough spot. But I have a feeling he's going to be choice locked. He could also Smart Strike here. Is Tyranitar more important? Tyranitar is a switch into Dragalge, which is something I'm completely lacking at this point. It's a tough turn. I'm going for the Super Power. He could easily just Leaf Blade here. Smart Strike? I don't think we take this. No. Oh, this Kartana is an issue. I think that this is choice locked though. I do believe this is choice locked. I think I kind of got to go into... Do I want to do this now? Do I really believe he is choice locked? It's tough to say, like he switched out, which makes me think that maybe he isn't. I mean, Victini could be a play. It's tough. I mean, I could go into that again. Like, this is a mid-ground, but it doesn't really get me much. I think I go and Drill. Drill kind of wins the late game. Man, this is a tough turn. I think I gotta go into Thundy again. Gonna take a lot of damage. And this time I think I'm just gonna go for the knockoff. If I had gone Thundy on that turn, it would have been better, but if I had been knocked off after the rocks, I wouldn't have lived. I don't know, I think this is Scarfed. I don't think there was any way... Kind of wish I had U-turn right now, so I could have pivoted, but... Yeah, losing Tyranitar kind of sucked. A knockoff does good damage though. Does really good damage. I don't think another kills. I think I'm just going to rest on this turn. Like, a Draco can definitely kill me. But I'm kind of hoping that he goes for a flip turn. We can get back up to 4 if he just specs Dracos, then we are dead. At which point we don't really have anything for Kartana. Flip turn. Okay, made the right play. But this endgame is certainly tough. I don't think I've played particularly well up to this point, but Kartana always forced a play effectively out of me here, so... I can still check Lele to an extent with Victini. That is the Porygon. I mean, guess Prankster. I would quite happily knock this off. I quite happily knock this off. He can recover, obviously. Do I lose to Kartana if I do that? I mean, you're still going to struggle to lock yourself into one move that's going to knock everything out. So I'm going to knock off. I expect a recover will come out here? Yeah. But annoyingly, we just don't have a switch into foul play at this point. So, yeah. Kartana just caused me so many issues in this game. Alright, we no longer have sand, so drill isn't as effective. I mean, I can always T-bolt. I think I got a T-bolt. Like I said, I don't really have a switch into this anymore, so foul play is going to do some decent damage. Not loads though. He can always prankster recover. That's like the biggest issue I've currently got. I think I've got to go into my Trevenant here. Like, Trevenant can always take a hit. My Thunder is going to be super low when it comes back in. But I'm hoping I should be able to 1v1 this. Just goes to recover. I mean, Dragapults getting low. There's a chance that I might be able to put in some work with this. I'm going to click Toxic. If the Dragapults comes in, then that's a pretty nice read, but I should be quicker than it. Just foul plays. I think, yeah, I should take that's just fine. Get my Citrus. Toxic is going to be nice. And a miss. Of course. It's just standard. It's just standard at this point. Oh, that's rough. Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't think the Horn Leech plus Citrus is going to be recovering me enough. I think I got a Toxic on this turn. I'm going to Horn Leech on this turn. I still don't think he wants this thing Toxic. He's going to just kind of let it happen. Going to get a little bit more back. I can Toxic on the next turn. Is it a speed tie? No, sorry, he teleports. Would love to have Toxic there. I think that Toxic is going to be a little bit annoying. A miss, but it is what it is. When I click Toxic, there's like a 90% chance I miss. Knockoff is 100% going out here. There's nothing I can do about it. Absolutely nothing I can do about it. I guess I gotta sack this now. I mean, I don't have an item, so maybe I live. Maybe I can live and rest. I don't think it's likely, but maybe. This would have been really nice to have my Keldeo. We actually do live that. And yeah, I'm going to click rest. I'm going to go back into Porygon. And that'll be fine, like... I know, I think I might be able to 1v1 that Porygon, but I doubt it. I very much doubt it. Yeah, it's just going to go P2 here. I don't see a way in which I can win this game. Necessarily, I think that it's kind of too late to... I think Recover might come out here. Recover could definitely come out. But at the same time, I'm sleeping, so... do I want to burn a turn here? Yeah. It's best I just try and burn some turns. Yeah, he's just going to attack. Like, it's not worth me switching out. I basically got to force a recover. Is he going to click on this turn? He might do. Before I can like play to force it out, does he go for it on this turn? Maybe. Like I don't have good switch-ins. I've sacked all my good switch-ins. So yeah, that's on me. He can very well just recover here. No, that's okay. Wishing I was Sleep Talk now. Sleep Talk would be more effective. But that was a last minute change that I should not have made. You could recover on this turn. Yeah, there you go. Can I stall him out on foul plays? Probably. I don't think it's a particularly good play though. Like, T-Bolt's doing a good amount of damage, and we get the Para. At this point I'm just going to click Thunderbolt. Like, he has priority recovers, which is going to suck. That looks like it will knock out the next one. But he can get Pranks to recover whenever that thing comes in. I mean, the upside is that he is now paralyzed. The downside is not toxic. Like, if he was toxic, then these turns with Thundy would be so much more different, but, you know, it is what it is. It's going to be very tough to win this game. I think I've got to rely on Victini. Yeah, Urshifu comes in. Realistically, can't do too much about this. Kartana can lock into knockoff, but I'm just going to click Thunderbolt. He goes for Aqua Jet. We live this. Yeah, I was going to say we live this. He probably wants to get his P2 back in. So the Urshifu goes down. That's actually amazing for Victini. Victini has a chance here. Victini definitely has a chance. It's just whether or not I can do enough damage to Tapu Lele. In comes the Kartana. I believe this is Choice Scarf. I'm just going to go for Rest. I'm just going to be annoying. Because he should just go for knockoff, right? Leaf Blade, even better. That doesn't do too much. And I can now go into my Trevenant and prevent him from being able to get the Prankster. This is actually kind of ideal. I'm slowly putting this in range of... That does some decent damage. Slowly putting this in range of my Excadrill as well. Can I get a Harvest back? Nope. I think Horn Leeching is always my play, even though it's doing very little to this. I've got a Horn Leech into the P2 if it comes in. And I've got to hope that it 2-hit KOs, which actually it should do at this point. Yeah, it should definitely knock out. So Horn Leech is nice. He can lock into knockoff if he does. Actually, I would rather not get the berry back here. Damn it. That should still be fine. It's a tough position. Knockoff is going to hurt. It brings in the Tapu Lele, actually. I'm assuming a Shadow Ball is coming out. Regardless, I think I want damage. How much is Victini doing to this? I have a bit of time still. Tapu Lele, if it is Specs. I mean, Blue Flare's doing a good amount. Shadow Ball probably almost definitely 2-hit KOs me, but does it OHKO me? Okay, it should never OHKO me. I could go into Thundy, but Thundy has still got a role to play in this game. Let's have a quick look, real quick, at Trevenant. Shadow Ball at 130. Unless it's If it's not specs, that's the only way this doesn't kill me. I guess with Slice Shock, that's actually better. I'm physically defensive. Yeah, that doesn't knock me out. As long as we hit this Poltergeist, we're in a great spot. Please, Trevenant, do not miss again. Okay, fantastic. So Tapu Lele goes down. And he now needs to lock himself into knockoff, which I don't think is going to do enough to drill. The issue is that it's still going to do a lot of damage. Did I get my Harvest back? I don't think I did. He needs to lock himself into knockoff here. Is this Boots? Does not be taking damage from rocks all this time? Nah, it's got to be choice locked. How much is my drill taken from Kartana? Knockoff. Knockoff is not doing enough, I don't think, at +1. It's doing a lot more. I think my best play is just to go hard into Excadrill. I think it's got to be hard drill. I can't let him get... That boost is... Earthquake's not doing enough though, I don't think. It would entirely depend on his investment. I think going into hard drill is the play though. Hopefully he doesn't 2-KO me here. Leaf Blade, okay. So actually letting that go down may have been a better play. Do I lose to Kartana now? Victini. This is at +1. I mean, Leaf Blade should never knock out Victini from here. So I'm just going to EQ. Right, Drill's going to go down. Right, there is no way, right, that Leaf Blade should knock me out. Because Leaf Blade's doing a lot of damage to a lot of things. Hopefully Victini can clean this one up. If he has not been choice locked this entire game, and he's played it like he's choice locked, and fair play to him, that's entirely possible. Hang on, oh, he's still got Dragapults left. I completely forgot about that. I completely forgot about Dragapults. Shit. That was not my play then. Because knockoff now kills everything on my team. Shit, I forgot entirely about that. Oh, that was a terrible play. That was genuinely a terrible play. Yeah, I lose now. Shit, I forgot entirely about it. I completely forgot the Dragapults was alive. Oh, that's so frustrating. That is so frustrating. Because now he locks into knockoff and he wins. That is, yeah. Oh, that's such a dumb play. Yeah, he wins. Shit. We live. Oh my god, Victini lived. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Bruh. Oh. Yikes. Yeah, that's definitely game then. Yeah, how did Victini... Oh, it's calculating at +1. Yeah, Victini always lived that. Oh, that's a thing that happened. Shay always hacks me out. There's nothing I can do at this point. Like, literally nothing I can do. Ah, man. I mean, I guess I gotta hope that somehow I'm able to take 2. I don't think I'm going to be able to. Let's have a look. A +1? Yeah, there's no chance. That's so unfortunate. That is just, yes, super unfortunate. Well, good game to Shay. He played that one really well. I mean, he sacked the Urshifu, which was an interesting play, but man, that's good. That's yeah, that's so unfortunate. But you know, it is what it is. We are going to lose 1-0 to Shay Kartana, which I thought was going to be a problem at the start of the game, proved to be a massive problem. I think it actually claimed all 6. I'm pretty sure it did. But oh man, that's the thing that happened. Good game to Shay. I have like no words for that game. We missed a Toxic on the P2, which in the end didn't really matter. It would be nice, but yeah, like I said, it didn't really matter in the end. I mean, I could have preserved things better, but Kartana was such a big threat that if you made one right prediction, it could easily have just started going crazy against my team. But maybe I should have made a couple of reads here and there. Man, that just... yeah, I have no words. Make sure to go check out Shay. He's a really great guy. One of my best friends in the community. I absolutely go and check him out. I know he won't be happy that he won in those circumstances, but... you know, I guess for him a win is a win. Unfortunately, we're going to lose 1-0 in week 1. Hopefully next week we're able to come back stronger. I actually, like... yeah, I misplayed forgetting about the Dragapults in the first place. Like, I genuinely thought it was dead, so that was on me. I let him calc the Kartana +1, and I was like, there's no chance I live, when actually, without the +1, I absolutely lived. But... I don't think there was a way of me actually winning that end game once I missed. Like, even if I had switched out, I don't think there's any way of me winning. Like, yeah, literally no way of me winning. So, yeah, good game to Shay. And if you did enjoy the battle, please leave a like. If for me, missing Toxic, that's got to be like-worthy, because that's pretty much just me in a nutshell. Subscribe for the rest of the season. Hopefully the hacks is a little bit more in our favour than in this one, but... I'm just sounding salty now. I've got a big grin on my face. It's Mons. It happens. But yeah, sucks that we just kind of went down to a blue flare miss. But till next one, have a great day, guys. Peace.